So how much can I get for a trade? Well, I don't think bananas are worth what you think they're worth. If shopping for a new car drives you bananas, head to Community Auto Group in Mason City. We have the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And you know, with Community, you're getting a straightforward deal from a straightforward dealer. I'd like to buy this car. No? Seriously? Next time I'll skip the monkey business and go to Community Auto Group.
Call the meeting of the Board of Supervisors to order. Before us, we have today's agenda and the minutes of the previous meeting.
Okay, with that, I would so move to approve the agenda presented this morning and the minutes of the past meeting, June 25th.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve today's agenda and the minutes of the meeting of the 25th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All business.
Have none.
Having none, new business, Mary?
We are gonna probably start ditch cleaning for the corn stalks. That washing of the ditches, we're just trying to figure out where we're gonna haul them. There hasn't been a lot of interest. We don't have a problem getting rid of dirt, but there hasn't been a lot of interest except corn stalks, so we're working on trying
I
to.
can't imagine.
Yeah.
It could be like a mulch master or something.
Yeah. So we're working on trying to figure out what we call it. And then you guys have been repairing tiles, kind of wet this spring, so they haven't been real quick at getting a lot of them repaired, but now that it's kind of just drying up a little bit, they're getting some of those tackled and hauling rock and mowing, normal maintenance stuff. Contractors working on B20, still working on the curve a little bit. So that's about it.
Now, that's gonna be closed till what, October?
Probably about mid-October. The working days put it probably the end of September, beginning of October, but with the rain days, those don't count as working days, so a lot of it's gonna be weather dependent. Hopefully the weather cooperates and they can work hard at it and get it done.
The eastern section of B43 from 65 to the Floyd County line. When do we have that scheduled to be resurfaced?
It is in the 5-year program, and I couldn't tell you the exact year off the top of my head. But I can double check. I contemplated doing a chip seal on that one to kind of make it hold up a little bit longer.
And the 2 miles north of Rock Falls?
At S62.
Mm-hmm.
North of Rock Falls or south?
It's 2 miles to go to the Worth County line.
But that goes up, it hits 9.
Right, there are 3 miles, 1 is Worth County and 2 is ours.
I'm not even sure that's in the program, Jay. I have to double check.
My wife can say.
But I'll look into that
Okay.
and let me know.
We got quite a few roads that need some work.
B20 coming west out of Rock Falls needs some work. B60 east out of Rockwell is really in rough shape too.
That's just another example of this fuel tax issue and how it doesn't go away for us or anyone else.
No.
You know, they want us to have 21st century roads and 20th century money. You know, we're about 25 years next year with no change, so.
That's how old some of these roads are since their last
Sure.
resurfacing, and they're wearing out. And
Yeah, I think they held up remarkably well too. But
yes, they have. They've served their useful purpose, but unfortunately, the legislation keeps pushing it off, and which then requires us to push things off because we're not like the federal government. We can't just go print additional money. So
I thought you could.
I wish. If I had that power, I'm not sure I'd be working, but.
Other questions or comments from Mary?
I think with the cleaning of the ditches, especially the stalks, I think I'd just kind of ask the people that live there, and say if they got a place for them, otherwise it might take a little longer to get there.
I told Keith to look at the fields that hadn't been planted yet. Maybe those people would be interested in accepting them. If we kind of, if we could dump it so they'd kind of be spread out, not in one big pile.
Right.
I mean, normally, we're not gonna go out and spread it with a dozer or anything, because we don't do that normally, but if we could just kind of dump it and spread it out where they could disc them in next year, if they're not gonna get the fields planted. I told Keith to start checking on that. Otherwise, we may have to contact the landfill. I don't know what the requirements would be, but that would be a very long haul and a very slow
That'd be
process.
expensive, all day, if they're gonna do it now.
That would be my fear. So that would be like a very last resort. So,
Okay, no,
Nope, not too much.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Those hard surface roads, though, they're a blessing and a curse. They're both, you know, and we have a high percentage of proximity here.
Thank you,
All
Mary.
right, thanks. Have a great day.
County auditor's visit.
Names here for your consideration.
Mr. Chairman, at this time I would entertain, I would make a motion to okay the claims as presented and may sign where appropriate.
Okay, and I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the claims and authorize the chairman's signature where appropriate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Payroll.
I have just the payroll that ties in with D. So
Yeah, I would hold
table
off
that
on taking
until we
action
get
on that.
further
until
down.
we-
Okay.
That's all I have for payroll, and I have no
Okay.
drainage.
Okay, very good, thank you. Fireworks permit.
I have a request from Joel Meyer. This will be his 12th year. He's got a permit from you. He would like to do a display on July 6th, no rain date. The insurance information is in order.
Okay,
Yes, I'd so move to approve and accept the fireworks permit for Joel Meyer.
And I'll second.
Meyer. He's a responsible man.
motion made and seconded to approve the fireworks permit for Joel Meyer and authorize the chair's signature on the document. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item D, Personnel Director, Tom?
Good morning. Back on March 21st, we placed MIS Director Scott Tepner on a paid administrative leave. This is a request to move him to an unpaid administrative leave retroactive to July 1. Item 2 goes along with that. It would allow Mr. Tepner to carry over his awarded unused vacation from the previous fiscal year that he was unable to use prior to June 30th into the next fiscal year. And that is 129 hours of awarded but unused vacation leave that would be carried over into the new fiscal year. Then item 3 is to appoint an acting MIS director and set compensation. We're suggesting that Andy Flagg, who is the current network administrator, be moved into that position temporarily as acting MIS director, and his compensation set at an additional $1,000 per month.
Okay, gentlemen, questions for Tom?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
The only question, all three items can be handled at once?
No, I would,
Oh, okay.
handle them as separate motions
Okay.
because number 3 is a payroll
Separate,
item, can
yes.
be handled
Oh, yes.
as a motion.
Yes, okay.
Okay, items 1 and 2 are for consideration.
Well, with that, I would move in favor of item 1 under the placement of the employee.
And 2, Phil.
And number 2 also, yes.
Okay, and I'll second said motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve items 1 and 2 under letter D as described. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item 3, to appoint Andy Flagg as MIS Director and to change the rate of compensation.
At this time, I'll make a motion to appoint Andy as MIS Director and
As acting.
acting MIS director, and insurance compensation is $1,000
Okay,
a month long.
And I'll second that.
okay, motion's been made and seconded to appoint Andy Flagg as acting MIS director and approve an increase of $1,000 per month in compensation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, agreements and contracts. Item E, authorized chair to sign fiscal agreement between Saragordo, Hancock, Worth, and Early Childhood Iowa area and Saragordo County.
Yeah, we're the fiscal agent for it,
Yes.
and I'm currently on the board. Bob just exited 6 years and started it.
This agreement is effective July 1 and runs through June 30th of 2014.
Okay,
This has to do with the empowerment board,
Yes.
which I sat on for 6 years with Bill sitting on it now. At this time, I'll make a motion to authorize the chair to sign with, so we're the physical agent for the 3 counties.
Yes, and also second it.
okay, motion made and seconded to appoint Saragordo County as the fiscal agent for the Early Childhood Iowa area agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, appointments. North Iowa Corridor Board, EDC.
Yeah, as you know, we had 2 that come off, and I think we appointed, we all dropped down 1 person, didn't we? I think. Brent?
You're,
We had 2 appointments that expired as of June 30th. One Chuck Schaefer and one
Yep.
Tom Jolas. Both have served out their terms of
And-
office.
and yes, and you're appointing for Tom Jolis's seat.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and at this time, Arthur Jones was over by Ventura. I'd like to appoint him as the new board member of the court.
Okay,
And I'll second it.
okay. Motion made and seconded to appoint Arthur Jones as new member to the Corridor Board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence and communication, notification of change of workers' compensation carrier beginning July 1st. Tom?
This sort of came unexpectedly. The Iowa Municipalities Workers' Compensation Association is a similar association to the Iowa Communities Assurance Pool that insures the county for vehicles, buildings, property, liability, those types of things. So this is kind of a brother agency to that provides workers' compensation coverage to public entities. They had asked our local agents at First Insurance to quote our workers' compensation coverage for the period beginning July 1. We have, since 2004, been with United Heartland Insurance out of Milwaukee. We've had great experience with them, enjoyed working with their claims personnel and their loss control people. But their premium was going to increase even with our very good experience modification factor of 0.85. It was still going to increase $19,000 from $234,836 to about $254,000. IMWCA submitted their proposal, and after all of their discounts and a discretionary credit that they took, came in with a proposal of $194,706, which was a savings of $59,000, which certainly could not be discredited. First Insurance provided me with a brochure on who IMWCA covers. It is a very long list. I contacted colleagues that use IMWCA in Story, Johnson, and Potawatomi counties, all counties that are larger from us. or larger than us. They all had positive things to say about their claims personnel, their loss control, the programs that are provided through the association. I also contacted a couple local entities that are that have workers' comp coverage through the association, NIACOG and the city of Clear Lake. They both have positive things to say. So, the decision to move was predicated on good references from the people I contacted, as well as 59,000 cost savings, which is very significant. Some of the individuals that I talked about the numerous discounts that are available through IMWCA just on the programs that the county has, many of which we already have in place, including return to work programs on work injuries and other trainings that we do. So it sounds like it will be a positive move for us, and that change was effective July 1. Really doesn't require any action on behalf of the board. First Insurance, so there's really nothing to sign with regards to this. I'm just notifying you of the change. I've notified elected officials and department heads of the change. There's somewhat of a different way that work injuries are reported, and I've let them know about that, and further information will be coming soon. So I look forward to working with the association.
Well, all them little stickers on the plaque have it cheap. Well, I mean, if they were canceling our insurance, you wouldn't have people falling over themselves to get our business.
I think it's very encouraging that, there's an entity out there that's interested in bidding our business, because we have had very good workers' compensation experience. To have a modification factor of 0.85, that means we're paying 85% of the pure premium. And when I started here, now granted, some of the injuries from the county home are rolling off, but our factor was 1.01. So for us to be where we're at is a tribute to our employees who work safely daily, as well as programs that the county has put into place.
So that 1 point something, in theory, you're paying the whole load and then some extra.
Right.
A premium to have that, and then I see the factor.
Because your experience indicates that you're going to have
Less.
have more injuries, you'd be over the one.
Yeah.
But if your experience indicates that you're going to have fewer injuries, then you're below the one, and you're appropriately recognized for that through the discounts that are provided.
This is one of those interesting situations where the worse you do, the more you're sought after usually.
Right.
Instead of just the opposite. So,
Yeah.
Very good. Yes, I remember some of the bad old days like that, when we had a higher mod, and that was not pleasant, but this is certainly more good news, and thanks for your work, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also think that the First Insurance is doing a good job there. Let's keep looking for good rates for us, and Tom's working with them, and it looks to me like they're doing a nice job.
Okay, we're down to adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everyone.
Brent?